disclose your idea to someone in another country? So let's say you had an idea, you wanted to get a quote for it for manufacturing, and you sent it to China to look at it. Because they're not in the US, does it change the game?
You can, if you've got a provisional on file, that will serve as an international filing date. But you have to come in within 1 year and file in all of the foreign countries that you want to.
Okay.
So if you've got a provisional here, contact China here, and if you want to protect it in China, at the 1 year mark when you do the non-provisional, you have to also file another application that will protect you in China. There are 2 ways of doing that.
Is it, it's more expensive than to file it in, like, is it just like you file it in multiple countries, or every country you want to file it in is an extra how many dollars?
I can't answer that because it's so broad. Japan is horrendously expensive, and then some of the other countries are fairly inexpensive.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, there's one way you can file what's called a PCT application, and that gets you potential rights in over 180 countries if at that point you still don't know where you want to go. So the PCT is typically used by large companies. They're like, we know we want to market this in different countries, but we don't know where yet. Let's file the PCT. It's about $5,000, I think. And that gets you potential rights, but you still have to individually enter each country.
Okay.
So for some of the larger companies, as you can imagine, that gets very, very expensive. For most of our inventors, the only country we typically encourage outside of the United States is Canada. And that's just because we're right at the border.
Okay.
If you're having something made in China and they bring it back and they're making it over here and selling it on their own in China, probably not going to worry about that too much. But if they start making it for another company who then imports it into the United States, then your patent blocks them from doing that.
Okay.
So that's a great question, especially for people that are manufacturing in China. So ideally, in any case, you get the provisional on file before you do too much of anything else.
Okay.
And then you kind of follow it up with non-disclosure agreements so that when you disclose it to somebody that needs to make a prototype or manufacture it for you, they're not allowed to disclose it past themselves. So, it's kind of complicated. That was a good question though.
But China's notorious for doing knockoffs and that,
Yeah.
even if you have patents, right?
Yeah.
But if you have the patent, then at least the law enforcement can confiscate
Right,
if they can catch it?
Yeah, if they catch it coming in through the border, then they can confiscate it
Yeah.
and destroy it. So if it's going to your competitor, that's what you want to do.
So does that mean every import that comes in, this is something I don't know, every import that comes in, they do searches on the products?
No, you as a patent owner have to specifically ask them to look for that.
Okay.
So if you have evidence that something's coming in, then you can sort of, reverse engineer to which port it's coming in, and then they can do searches.
And that's not something they generally do, is look for knockoff products and look at patents for everything that's imported?
No, I think just anything that's glaring and that sticks out.
Because that would explain how long it takes to import things, but.
Yeah, no, that's not the issue.